Hey, what's going on? How you guys doing? What's going on? Sorry for being a little late, but I'm here. I just want to say shout out to each and everyone. Shout out to everyone, man, because we're going through a time now where time is just getting so difficult, and it's getting crazy at the same time. So I just want to say shout out to each and every one of you guys. Like I always say, man, the way it's getting right now, I don't think it's gonna be any easier. I don't think it's getting any easier. Start preparing yourself. Start trying to adjust yourself because it's surely not getting no easier. Hello, Miss Archie, living life. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, yeah, guys. It's not getting easier. It's not getting easier. So I'm just saying, prep in some form or the other, save in some form or the other. Not telling you to be scared or anything, but just start getting yourself together. Hey, James Franklin, how you doing, man? Thank you for being here. What's up? Man, time is changing, man. Time is, listen me, guys, listen me. Like I always say, not because it's not by your doorstep, meaning it's not happening. It is happening almost everywhere. And it's not just one country. It is happening everywhere. And for years, for years, we grew up a certain way. And that way, to me, had caused such a huge division within humanity that if people is not waking up from this today, I don't know what to say. I mean, a lot of us stuck in our old ways and tradition from grandparents come down. Yes, our grandparents had valuable information, valuable information to share with us. But at the same time, remember who teach your grandparents. Remember who passed on these things to your grandparents. We have to remember these things. But yes, they give us some valuable to add to our life that can benefit our life. So I think sometimes we got to pick and choose. Pick and choose. Pick and choose. You're going to say going to a supermarket and you might want to buy some vegetables, and at the same time, you trying to pick out the best one. You're not trying to pick the fluxy one and the one that's spoiled. You trying to grab at the fresh one, the ones that look nice and clean and beautiful. That's the one you want. So that's how I see it. Graphing from our grandparents, grab the valuables that they share with us. Because yes, they had shared some valuable information with us, but at the same time, certain things, they had people who teach them. So we got to really pick out what is valuable to us and what we need to throw aside. Hi, Cassandra South Fulton, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Okay? Now, I believe the where we grew up has really created a huge separation. A huge separation. The way we had grown up. Such a huge separation, and it manifests. It manifests. Yeah, it manifests itself. Now it become a part of, basically a part of life itself. It become a part of life itself now. It's like it's something you have to deal with. No, the separation. The separation has come between different cultures. Different culture create their own cultures, and because that creates separation. Even in your neighborhood where you live in, you have so many different churches, right? We have so many different churches. Not knocking no churches. I'm not here to do that. People got to wake up and be the judge for themselves, not knocking any church. But what I'm saying, in a little neighborhood, there's 50 different church or 10 different church, right? And the 10 of them is different. They all reading the same book, but the 10 of them is different, and the 10 of them believe that they are the true one. Where you live in the center trying to figure out which one. This is why I rather look through myself to find the creator, because it's hard to find it with all these different belief systems pushing towards you. This one is the truth, that one. So all of them create to distract you from yourself. They create for distract you from yourself. So instead of you looking inwards, you find yourself looking at all these different things and getting confused with yourself at the same time. So now you live in a confused life. But if you search within yourself, you will find answers. You will find things gonna reveal to you. But the distraction is these different culture, these different churches with different names, these different all kind of stuff to separate everyone. And the truth is 1 minus 1 equals 0, and 1 plus 1 equals 2. So which one is better when you're talking about unity, when you're talking about strength? What happened in a couple? Wait, what James say? Okay, James, you okay? I hope you good, man. All right. Yeah, so the division is basically create for distraction. Okay. Oh, your new job you've been waiting for, oh, man. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Congratulations to you, brother. Yes. Right. So the division create in many, many ways, guys, in many, many ways. And because of the division, it has pulled people so far apart over these years, all these years. It has pulled people so far apart that everybody become weak now. Weak in knowledge, weak in strength, weak in understanding. Because it's like you've been pulled to a place where you lost, you confused. That's where you've been pulled to. A place where you've been confused. So now you're in a place now where you're wondering, you keep thinking, man, what is really going on? You know, I grew up in this way, but now when I look at things, it look a whole complete different. What is really going on? Hi, Urban Gardener, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Okay, Jim. Fine planter just in transition right now, brother. All right, all right. That's wonderful. Once you find, that's good. Yes. Yes, so the unity is very important, guys. The unity is very important. You know, when I look back, when I look right, guys, I want to know what you guys think about this. It's just a question. I don't know what it would be like. I'm just saying. Like for instance, like urban gardening, if you're here and you're listening, what you think if when you think about the islands, right? All the islands. And if you want to come and say something about it, if you have the time, I'm going to put the link inside here that maybe you could share what your thoughts on this, right? What your thoughts on if all the Caribbean island, all them island did become one island instead of the separation? What do you think might have happened? What do you think it might have been better or worse? It's a question I always ask. I always ask because as a person always believe in unity and togetherness. So I don't know the answer, but I'm just saying, instead of have all these little islands separate, you know what I'm saying, separate, would it be better or worse? If, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Would it be better or worse if it was together? Welcome, Urban Gardening. What's going
Hey,
on?
Planter. Hey, everybody in the chat. Um, I think what you're talking about, from what I understand, is like Pan Africanism. I hear people talk about Pan Africanism, and they want that kind of thing in Africa, where it's one. You're not all these little countries. I'm not sure how I feel per se about one government in the Caribbean, but
Right.
definitely if there's some kind of an alliance where there's some kind of how we have like the United Nations, we have the United
Mm-hmm.
Caribbean where they have a one committee where they discuss some of these things that affect the islands and how to better the islands, because most of them have been independent from the British and or the Dutch or whichever colonial power was on them. And we need to work together. I think we definitely need to work together, because it's like we're independently fighting against the machine of colonialism, of the former slave masters, and we're not progressing as if we were together in unity. And we should be able to feed our own people in the Caribbean and not rely on outside sources to feed our own people. That is where it's a for me it's a big problem. And I see, I don't know about your island, but in Jamaica the Chinese them are taking over the whole island. The businesses are Chinese. They're taking over the landmarks. The construction companies. All this stuff is foreign nationals doing it. Our own people are not really benefiting from all of these deals. And I'm sure maybe Antigua and Saint Lucia and all Grenada is all the same kind of problem. Trinidad and Tobago, they're coming and taking over, and they're taking all the bauxite, taking up all the good land, destroying the soil. You cannot grow your own food, and the next generation gonna be relying on tin food from abroad. Who can afford that? Nobody can afford that. So that's what I think. But what you can tell me what you think about that as well.
Well, what you say is happening in Jamaica with the Chinese. Yes, it happening, man, it happening almost everywhere. Not even just the Chinese, is like other people is
Yeah,
also coming in and take over. To me, it's like they come and lend the government some money, and then they make a deal. So now they're gonna come in and control the work, all the big jobs, the roads, the farming, everything. They basically coming in and control. So like
Mm-hmm.
you said, you're right. In the future, where the kids wouldn't able to farm, they will have to rely on food from abroad, which already start happening because the fruits they have down there, they have so much food, but they rather you to send food in the can for them, which I cannot
Correct.
understand. You know?
Yep.
So when we talk about the coming together, yes, I agree with you, like how you say, like how they have the UN, like basically a body of people from every country, running the whole thing from every part of the island, like somebody, so it could come together and work together. And
Correct.
yes, I believe maybe not just one guy running the whole thing. No, I don't.
No,
I'm
none of
not
that.
agreed with that. Not just one guy, a body of people running it. So make sure it run right. I believe it might work out better because what one country, one island is producing, the other island will be not producing, the other island might be producing that. So now they could have supply their own self. And what is better than you supplying your own self?
That's what I think the when I'm thinking about even the old reggae songs and the old time ska and what they were talking about, when I go back and play those songs and you understand what they were talking about, warning the people, and people them get caught up with the lifestyle and the hype and the American lifestyle over there, and now they don't understand, they destroyed their culture and the country. The Rastaman them been talking about this from a long time and talk
Yeah,
about mental slavery, and we just didn't get it. And now we get it. It almost like it's too late because the ship gone move. We lost so much territory and the people them not growing. When I go back, it's just so sad to see what's happening there. And it's like they don't appreciate what you have. They didn't
no,
appreciate it, and now it just the people them come and take over, and before you know it, they're gonna be living in shanty towns, and the people them come there with rich life and rich pocketbook and mansions, and then the locals them can barely put two dimes together. That's what
that's
I see
exactly.
happening.
It's already happening. It's already happening. It's really happening because I see where they're giving up people, where people used to be farming for years upon years upon years. Now they take the land now. I was looking in St. Lucia.
Hmm.
They take the land and give some country come in and give them to make quarry to think stone. So the people
Yep.
them who had all these farmland growing their own food now have to don't have no place to farm again after farming all their life. I
Hmm.
mean, these things could be devastated.
And the land that they give you, because I know for the bauxite, for my grandmother's land, they swap and give you a different land. And the land that they give you, nowhere near the same quality of soil and land that you left. And
Right,
they're giving you a 6 for a 9, because what you get in, you can make do, I guess, but it's not the same.
right.
Not the same. And the community is different, and even all now, it's been how many years my grandmother died. I don't see no title for the land yet. Them still haven't released the title.
Wow.
My mother gone, dead and gone now too. Still don't have no title for that land that they swap and give us. So you're talking a problem upon problem, and before you know it, you get tricked and fooled and don't have no land left for nobody, because the people them who live overseas don't even know how to fight this machine, and then before you know it, they take ownership of the land, and your family have no land, nothing to go
Yep.
back to. This is what's happening all over the Caribbean, and even Africa. People them losing their farmland to foreigners who come in there and make deal with the government. certain things we need to protect our people. And if maybe if we have some kind of governing body to check each country and make sure things are done fairly and the locals are protected, maybe it would help. But there's corruption everywhere, as we all know. There's corruption every which where. But if we can protect those who have land and family land back there, there's somebody right now who's fighting for family land, and there's some kind of clerical error was made in the city courts, and they're saying it's not their land.
Wow.
It is their land. They had the title, everything, every T was crossed. They pay the taxes every year. You know how it goes overseas. They pay and them acting like it's not because they want it for something else. Developments are coming in for Airbnbs and all these different things, and before you
Yep.
know it, them trickify themselves and make little mistakes, quote unquote mistakes on purpose, fix swindle you out of your family land. And if
Yep.
you don't have foreign dollars coming to fight in the courts, you can't fight them. They're
That's it.
stealing, they're stealing our land from our people. Doesn't matter which island you from. All of the
Hmm.
islands, same problem. They're stealing the land from the people. And without land in those countries, you have nothing. Because you can't grow your
That's
food,
true.
you can't fish, you can't do none of that stuff. You're destitute. And that's what they want. They don't want us
Yeah.
to have our land.
For what I see going on now, I see it's like it become a time now where is they basically trying to take what you have. Basically,
Steal,
you're not supposed to
thief,
have
sorry.
anything.
A thief, them a thief.
Yeah, they
A
taking your
thief.
land from you right under your nose, and you can't do nothing about it.
That's right.
Hello, African dreaming.
Yep,
Hello,
the African
homestead in the hood.
homes. Good,
Thank
yes,
you,
good to see you
guys.
guys, Cassandra, everybody. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're stealing. It's
yeah.
blatant stealing, and the problem with the system is that the burden of proof is on you to prove it, and that to go into court, the money that was spent in the courts already, and the Caribbean moves slow. Let them have no timeline. Them do it when they feel like. So you're talking about
Yes,
years upon years. And then people, then when you have family land, you build other houses on the land because it's your land. Sometimes there's four
right.
and five homes on there of like, siblings and other people living together in community on this family land. And them say, and I feel it's not
It
yours.
is
Oh, it's
nope. It ain't yours.
something don't smell right in that camp. And it's the government definitely involved in that. They're stealing from people, but you have to prove in court, and nobody can afford all that money in court costs. It's very
Right.
expensive. We've done some things in the court, and when the lawyer make a mistake, they want to charge you again. I said,
Yeah.
I'm not paying again. You made the mistake.
Yes, yes,
Well, that was
yes.
for you paid for X, and it was should have been Y. But I'm paying for your expertise. If you didn't know that, that's your problem, not mine.
That's true.
But to get it done, we had to pay again because to sit there and argue, you need the title to do anything over there. You have to have a title.
Yes.
And I see it. They're stealing land from people. And if we don't come together as a nation, and as what you call them, foreigners who are gonna be returned residents or whatever you want to call us, pull together and fight the system, they're gonna steal every land from all of us.
It's
Hey, David
definitely
Corey.
getting there.
Yep,
It's
they're gonna.
definitely getting there.
And this is what they're talking about from way back. When they talk about Pan Africanism, and Malcolm X was getting into that, and even Bob Marley and all these different people. And you see Tutu's them dead. When they
All
start
right,
talking about
all
them talk,
right.
Tutu's them come up dead. Why is that? Hmm.
The
Because they know
wars,
when we unified, they can't stop us when we unified.
yep. Exactly, exactly, exactly. This is why division was created for from the time you, if you notice, from the time you born, division was always ahead. Every step you make is division, is always division. So it was created for a reason. Because when you separate a people, they become weak. But togetherness is more strength. And
Correct.
they've been weakening you all these years till it's like you understand, it become like you have no strength to fight now. Because they
Yep.
are taking too far. It's like you got to really take it to another level to really to battle with them, because it's hard to win them because they control everything. So you see,
Everything.
so you
Everything.
take them, they take your land and you taking them. It's like you're taking them to fight against them own self. So it's hard for you to even win, but that
And
doesn't mean you got to give up.
no, we cannot give up, and I think we need to change our approach because we think we have to all get along to be unified, and that's not really true. You don't have to
Mm-mm.
all get along or agree, but you have the same vision and you want the same end result. However we get there, we get there. We may take a little different path, but we all can get to the destination. And the problem with the people them is we distracted with these little small battles, and we're not looking at the war, the art of war, and we're fighting, oh, this island, oh, small island, oh, big island, and we're fighting these little small
Exactly.
and these stupid arguments we had growing up. Oh, you're Trini, oh, you're this, oh, you're that, and we don't get along with you because of this and all kind of argument. Meanwhile, they're sitting back laughing because we're not on the war path. We're not even seeing the war path that they're on,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Yep.
creeping, and the companies creeping and destroy all the islands. All of the islands them have been destroyed. The beauty,
All
all
of
we
them.
all of them. And now people are start to wake up now and realize, hold on a second here. This is and they don't like that neither. So a lot of the Caribbean islands are waking up. The people them don't want the government doing what they're doing, and these backdoor deals. They're tired of it. They start to stand up, and they want to bring in outside values into the islands that are not our values, and
Yep.
we must suck it up. Nope, the people them are fighting and saying we don't want this over here. You keep that over there in your country. Don't bring that over here. And they want, certain values, and if people them are rising up against it, and they don't like it, and the people them now understand the value of growing your own and having your own self-sufficiency. They
Yeah.
start to see things clearly now, because if you don't have no land, what you have over there? Because I know for our family, when we're over there, there's not much in the stores where I live. Everything you have to grow and have of your own. Very few things you can go on market and buy. You can buy fruits and seasoning and stuff, but ultimately you have to be growing your own stuff. I rely heavily on our own livestock, egg, all that stuff is we have to grow it. So I don't know
Yeah.
how they expect you to live. Well, the modern day people want to go to the store and buy every minute, which is why I was cussing this morning that you have to go have these leeches calling you for money every other week, and like money grow on trees. Money grow on
Right.
trees, and it costs money.
Right.
It costs more money over there to live than it does over here. The inflation
Yep.
there is real, and they don't understand that you should be growing. Well, I don't know how to grow. I said, how hard is it to grow in the Caribbean? You don't have no snow over there. Just fling one seed down, it must can grow.
And they had the right soil.
The right soil, the right manure, everything is perfect there, but they don't want to do the work. And the ones who want to work and fighting to keep their land. In Jamaica, the Maroons are fighting because they have land from the British wartime that was allocated to them. And the government of Jamaica want to redefine the boundaries. And obviously the boundaries are going to be smaller for the Maroons and bigger for because they want there's a development from Europe that wants to go down there and develop, and all of a sudden now they want to
Mm.
redefine the boundaries of what they call a cockpit country. And everybody who knows their history from when the Maroons fought the British and the British could not beat them, those are the ones who saved the island of Jamaica from being taken over by the British, the Maroon
Right.
people. And now they wanted to redefine the boundaries. Your own people, your own Jamaican people want to redefine boundaries that were set from those times. If you can't even trust your own people now, who can you trust? So they have to fight
Exactly.
against the machine. and we have to
Exactly.
come together and fight with them. That is their ancestral land. It's protected land.
I agree.
Period. And we have to come, whether I'm Jamaican or you're from wherever island, we have to all come together and start fighting. Things is going on in Haiti right now. Me hardly hear nothing about Haiti on the news.
You
That
know what? You're right. You're right.
big things are going on in Haiti, uprising again because the president was assassinated from and there's been no election since then. Haiti has still been in turmoil from the earthquake. Nothing really improved since the earthquake them times. Money is
Right,
sitting there
right.
from we raise millions of dollars overseas for this country. Where the money gone?
You know that works already.
We know
You
how
know
that
that
works,
works.
and we have to all be, if Haiti's affected, whether I'm Haitian or not, I'm affected, and so we have to go on with the thing because doesn't matter what island you're from, we have to treat it like we're all in this together, and that's the problem I'm having. Even like some, I'm not all American. Some I'm not American, mind you. So act like there's a division with the Black American versus the immigrants Black, and then the Caribbean Black, and it doesn't matter. We're not American, yes, but we're all in this together. Because if you start looking back, start tracing back to the history, it linked back
Same
up to England
people.
most time. It linked back up to the Dutch. It's all, we're all linked to those original um colonizers. When you look back, we're all in this together, and people are starting to wake up. But it's hard now because the people them take over everything now. Everything take
It
over.
is it's almost like it's almost too late because you see when the Rastas them used to be chanting and singing these songs. You know what used to happen in them time, Urban. I don't know if I don't know if in your country, but Rasta was well hated. They hate them. They used to beat them, arrest them for no damn reason because of their belief and what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yep.
what they were saying was basically leading people from them.
From the
So they feel
colonizers'
like
mindset, from the
yeah,
propaganda.
so they
Yeah.
feel yeah, so they feel like we got to get rid of you because you is distracting the people them from where we want to lead them.
Yep. Too much.
And all these
They want them.
years,
They're like rebel. They were rebels. It kind of, and what you call yeah, rebels. And every society have a quote unquote rebel, but they're not rebels. They're talking the truth. They were talking the
yes,
truth. Your oppressors are the real rebels and the real violent one.
yes, you're right, and it's true. This thing is, it's been going on for years, and you know, I mean, honestly, I mean, asking this question, but mostly to myself for a long time about the come together of all these islands instead of the separation. And like you said, this one believe, oh, you small, this one big, this,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
pettiness that caused that division is ridiculous. What does it matter the way you talk, where you from, where island you on, how you cook? What does that matter? There's more important thing than that. If you
True.
claim we all come from the same, from the island, come from the same place, why should you even be buying this thing called separation? You should understand this your family.
We didn't know that. I didn't know that. I could say I didn't know that because I remember high school big war. What the Jamaicans was one
Wow.
crew, and the Trinidadian them was a different crew, and all the small island them, and that's what me learn about small island. Me think island are island, no, the small island them have their own little link up crew, and then you have the crew with the Spanish speaking black people from like Costa Rica and Belize and all them had them own little crew, and we're all
Yeah.
divided,
Yes.
separate, because we're so different. But when we grow up now, we're not different. Some of us, we are the same food, just different name for the same food. We all have yam
Exactly.
and cocoa and edo. We all have, and when you go back to the history and understand how they divided families and ship you over there and ship you over here and all across, we are the same people.
Yep.
This one say I always say one blood. We are the same. But when you grow up, you join that bad mind mentality where me I'm better than you because I'm from over here, and our food tastes better than your food, and we are the real chef
Right.
them over here, so we are the real thing over here, and we have the real reggae music over here. We are the real done like all this kind of talk
Yes,
back and forth
yes.
and a rivalry back and forth. But it caused big war,
Yeah.
big
And
war.
yeah, you're right. You're right. It even create hatred between islands for no reason. Just because you from a different some water separate you from where I'm living, you different than me. I mean, I don't understand that. And this is where they've been selling for all these years, and the people was buying it. Now it become a product. It become a product now. The separation has become a product.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's it's not gonna be easy to get it back to that place, but you cannot give up. Because if you give up, I'm telling you, soon there wouldn't be no land because the what start happening, the farmland them land what people used to use and farm, they start allowing people to come in and build hotel,
Yep.
build
Yep.
big hotel and take over the land that people was farming.
Yep. And
So
they
when
don't pay.
these
Those
things,
hotels aren't putting back into the country. When you go to them hotels, how much money that you spend there is going back into the country? None. Those hotels
but
don't
you
pay local taxes.
but
Those
you
hotels
notice
don't pay.
something.
Sorry, go ahead.
You notice something? Sometimes it's not even people from the country is walking in the hotel. Sometimes it's
No,
people from abroad.
the only people who work there are the cleaners from the country,
Okay.
because we're only good enough to clean. We're not good enough to manage and handle the cash. And you go to any shop in Jamaica, and the cashier is never a Jamaican. It's always a foreigner. They'll have the Jamaicans cleaning and doing that stuff, but when it comes to handling the money and behind the desk, it's them people. It's
But
their
that's
people.
ridiculous.
You
If
go
you
to
gotta
you
make
go and look. You go and look, and even on your island, when you look at the hair store, when you get your hair product and your beeswax or whatever you get for your hair, and the black people own them stores.
no,
And when
no,
you
no,
go in
no, no,
there,
no.
the black people serving you and showing you what product to buy. But when it's time to pay, who taking the cash from you? Only their people, the foreigners taking the cash from you. Because you can't trust,
Exactly.
they don't trust us with nothing. That's how they roll. That's how it's done over there. And I see it, and I know it, and that's why I try to buy local. And you have to, we cannot do much right now, but we can choose where we put our money. And when you go down to these places, you support the people them, not the corporations. You support the people them. You buy from the local farmer. If somebody sells something, one man have like he sells artwork in Jamaica, and the boutique had I said, no, where's the artist? And them call the artist and so and so. I said, I want to buy it from you directly, not from the shop. So him go and he go make another one for me, another sculpture with the mold, and make it for me, and I pay him directly. He get all the proceeds, not the
Right.
shop they buy it through, and I'm giving him little and nothing for his artwork. I know how this thing work, but we don't go back there and demand certain changes. Support your local people down there. Keep the money circulating in your people, not the foreigners who come down there and don't give our people jobs or give them crappy jobs, accuse them of stealing every other week, and keep them in
Hmm.
bondage and slavery and say, I've given you a job. No, you don't understand what's going on. And the me know people down there and they can't take it. It's like you're a slave, a working indentured servant. That's how they have us living in your own country. The people
Yep.
them come from overseas and live like king and queen, and you who born and raised there live like dog, worse than dog.
Yes. When I look at certain thing that were happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
When come let me tell you what's going on. The supermarket them, they have more food that import than local food.
Mm-hmm.
More food that import than local food. So they're more buying the local food, the import food, which is the canned food, and what they say the local food too expensive. The local food, which you see, this is how then the people that are responsible for this don't care. Because if you buy in the local food, the money so all the money circulate in the island. But if you buy in the important import food, only a, maybe 10 cent is circulating in the island. The rest goes back. You see what I'm
Correct.
saying? But
That's what
if
I'm
you buy
saying.
local, the money will circulate right in the island. But because people don't care, whatever is, once I making my money, I don't care what you make. It's crazy.
This you hit the nail on the head. This is the problem. As I said, for instance, hotels. The hotels come there and operate in whatever country they want to operate in. They don't pay local taxes. They get all these exemptions and treaties and stuff. And they don't, so that money's not going back to the country. It's not going back to roads and infrastructure and nothing. And they don't hire many local people. And as you said, that money is going out of the country back to their mother country. So who's
Yep.
benefiting from these deals? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna make a deal, you have to be benefiting somehow as a country. So who's benefiting? Only our government officials are benefiting with these kickbacks and these lump sums. But what about the people? How can you possibly live in a country, govern that country, and watch your people suffering, and you have a nice car, a nice house, and think that's a good deal? That's not a good deal. The hotels them should be paying taxes. You're in our country. This is how other countries roll. When you go to their country, you have to go by their rules. No, they can come with all their shenanigans and the nonsense, and then they pollute the country, The amount of pollution over there, the waters are polluted, and there is no rules for them to follow. All the sewage goes right back into the ocean raw. There's no filtration and no thing to protect the waters and protect the land for the next generation. So 5 years, 10 years from now, you watch down there, total pollution. People go back home for healing, right? You go back home to go in the salt water, to go in the special places for get healing and the natural earth. No, no, no. They just dump their garbage anywhere, they dump their junk anywhere, and take their money and go back to their home country and live lavish. And our people are the ones who are suffering. So, I think people are waking up, but they don't know what to do about it. They don't know where to
Right,
start.
right.
They
You're
don't know
right
where to
with that.
start. That's why, Audrey, they want to make the standard for the tourists them. I went to hotel once in my life. And when I went, I told the chef them, when's the ackee and saltfish coming? When's this coming? When's that coming? They go, oh, only like certain days they have a certain menu for like Jamaican food, because the people who come there aren't Jamaican. They don't want Jamaican food. They want bacon and eggs. They don't want ackee and saltfish. They don't want fried up. They don't want those stuff. They want the westernized food, but they want it in Jamaica. So I told them, you tell me when the certain food coming out. That's what I want. I want the porridge. I want the fresh juice. I want fried plant. I want Jamaican food. But she's right. They're catering to westernized stuff, and the food that they get is from overseas that's sent to the hotels to serve the people. They're not buying their stuff from local farmers. When you get a salad and tomatoes, it's not Jamaican lettuce and tomatoes that they're using. They're shipping them from overseas. So nothing is benefiting the Jamaican people. So I know already it happens everywhere else.
Everywhere.
So why are we letting this happen? If you're going to operate in our country, you must be purchasing so much of your stuff from our local farmers. That would help the farming industry so much.
Yep.
Then they're making a little money. They can expand their farming business. They can employ some people and expand and feed their own self, because now Jamaicans are buying from their local farmer, because the hotel is buying from the local farmer. They see the benefit. But man, we all know the problem, but how can we get it to change? I don't know. Don't know.
The, it was all, it was always there. It's just more exposed now, but it was always there. And like we said, there's people who was talking about it all the while, singing songs about it, but nobody wasn't paying them attention. Just a few people was paying them attention, because I guess everybody was in their comfort zone while
Mm-hmm.
these people is getting beaten and all kind of stuff, trying to wake you up. And this is where it is now. It is now where farmland already turned into, there's a hotel, big hotel take up farmlands now. So
Yep.
people who used to use these land for plant food got to figure out another way how to feed their family, because jobs ain't like that. And like you said, if you're making a deal with someone that they're gonna come and build a hotel in your island, you should be employing the people. You should be, if once the people want to be employed, you should at least make certain percentage that you have to employ certain percentage from here. Even though you
Yep.
bring in other people from other country, that's cool, but you have to employ certain amount of people from here. And you also got to buy food, help out the farmers them as well. Because it got to be a fair deal. Because
Right.
like you said, if the farmers able to sell the hotel their food, no, they could hire more people, they could plant more food. So now you have more people able to be employed. So it
Mm-hmm.
have to be balanced, not one-sided.
No. And too many deals across the board in the island and in Africa have been severely one-sided. And I don't know how they sold that to us, saying, "Oh, this is a good deal." And no, it's not a good deal. It's not a good deal, man. We
Yes,
go to the Maroons and ask what their ancestors did, and do the same. Well, they had war. They had a war. But the Maroon people seem to be small. It seemed like they're gonna have to get the people who are Maroon to come back to the land and relocate from within Jamaica and go back to the land and take up residence over there and build, because if they keep living over in other parishes, it seemed like they're not getting the respect, because they're all living all over the place. They have to go
right.
back to that way of living and go back onto the land and take up their place, because they have us all over the place, and it's not helping the cause, because people look at it and think, oh well, they're not there, they don't need the land, they're not using it. This is the kind of comments that will be coming out. There's not, the
Right,
population has
right,
gone down. They don't, when you let your population go down, this is part of the problem. You let the population go down, you have to build your numbers. People have to have more children, like you have to build your numbers and stay on the land and have your numbers, so that you can,
that's it.
when you diminish your numbers, they come and try to take over. Yeah, Maroons are all over the world, but they're the ones that in Jamaica specifically, and even in each island, they need to build their numbers back.
That you're right. You well, and this is exactly what I'm talking about the
Mm-hmm.
division.
Okay, she's talking
Uh,
about the broad. Okay, I see. She's talking about the broad, what the islanders, to find out that the Maroons did to grow, and yeah, and what they did know
yeah,
is they
yeah.
know the land, they know the territory, they know the terrain. They were good track. They were back to the old ways. Cause me tell
But you
you
know
right
what,
now,
Arvin?
yep,
You know what? A lot of them are make underhand deal, and when you hearing about the deal, is when it already make. You know what I'm saying?
yep, already
The
made.
deal already finalized, and that's when the people start hearing. When they see this start building and this start changing,
Yep.
that's when so the deal already make. That need to
When the
stop.
ink is dry, right? When the ink already dry.
Yes, and that's a big problem.
Yep.
So
I'm
now the
telling you.
deal already make. I think that should be something you coming out and talk to the people about. But they already know they're not doing something right, so they're not gonna come and do that because people might turn and fight against it. So they're trying to avoid that. So let's just go through with this, man, whatever. But there should be consequences for that, and things might change.
Yeah, there needs to be consequences. And for me, I think that the Jamaican government, like Jamaica have most of the money that they use for the to run the country is on loans from the IMF, right? They don't have any income for themselves. So if you're gonna get a loan from the IMF, that shouldn't really pay for the full salary of the officials. The officials should be required to have their own income to subsidize the rest of the amount. Because if you're gonna
Mhm.
go borrow money from Peter to pay your salary, then the people should be benefiting more than you're paying your salary, because that would force them to now build an economy in Jamaica or wherever you island, build an economy and start to have livestock again. Dairy industry doesn't exist anymore. The banana industry disappear. um
Mhm.
the coal industry, the seasonings and the spices, them, the tea, all the different natural to make natural teas. Hey, Crafty, all that stuff, they would force them to build an infrastructure that's beyond tourism, and they haven't been doing that. So if you're going to borrow money from the IMF and money that you could never pay back in your lifetime, then they shouldn't be paying your salary. They should get half the salary, and the other half them have to go work for the people,
Yeah.
because they'll sit down and do nothing and getting paid same way, and that's part of the problem right there.
And the thing about it, 90% of the time, we know when they borrow the money, they can't pay it back.
They can't
That
even
is
pay the
like,
interest. They can't even pay the interest. Never mind principal. Never in a life. From time the Manley was in office and tell them don't get the loan, and the people don't want the loan, and he told them don't get the loan. It's gonna destroy the country, and they don't want to hear what the man have to say. From
Mm,
Siaga time them too, they all them old time prime ministers, and look at the country now still in a bondage. We went from one conqueror to another conqueror. We went from one colonizer to another colonizer. The IMF now is our colonizer. So what's the difference then? We should have just stayed in bondage with the British then. Should have stayed under them. Why we leave?
right, right,
Why we leave
right.
the Queen then? We should have stayed under the
Maybe,
Queen and shut our mouths and
right.
satisfied, because it ain't no better now. All the islands them who left the Commonwealth, what happened? Still in a bondage.
Yeah. Maybe the queen might not allow them to get into with other people. So
She
maybe they
didn't.
might have been better condition because now you selling out the land them same way, borrowing money and some like the Chinese them will come in and lend you money to build road and highway, and then when you do, look who building the highway. Not the not the
No,
local people is building it. It's the Chinese that building it. So you
so
see,
all the
so
money is
who?
staying with them. All the money is staying in them with their circle, and all we get is toll. We have to go pay a toll fee now. We have to go pay to drive on our own road. Them who's getting the better end of this deal, man?
Not the locals.
None of
Not
them.
is the people who making the deals is getting the money. Believe it. Because when they make the deal, a cut is there for them. They don't worry about what happened. When it start happening everywhere, yeah, and its truth is, and it's gonna become, I believe, it's gonna become a time when there ain't gonna be farmland and these things. There will be more, is more building you're gonna be seeing. So now when you're gonna be, they're gonna be building farm indoors. Indoors they will be building farms. So instead of you seeing a big farm spread out, you will be seeing a building going up in the air where they're doing their farming.
Oh, we see
You
that
know what I'm
happening.
saying? So
Yeah,
it's
that's
start
happening
getting
now.
there.
That's happening now. They have a lot of greenhouse and hydroponic, which is a good way to modernize growing. Don't get me wrong, it's a good way to do things because
Yeah.
with all the insect and all the infestations now coming in from overseas, there's a lot of new bugs over there and a lot of attacks against the greens and the cabbages. So it's good to have a greenhouse and a hydroponics, but the land belongs to the people. The land belongs to the people. Generational land belongs to the people, and we need to fight and help other people to fight, not just our own people. We're all in this together. This ain't no joke. And a lot of us have, even me, I wake up now. We're done with the argument about the small island and big island. We're done with them argument that we're
That
all
are
in this
ignorance.
together.
That are ignorance because at the end of the day, everybody are facing the same thing. They're losing the land them to big companies from outside.
Correct.
So everybody is facing it. So there's no need for, and this is what always happen. The distraction, the petty, they push this petty narrative, and it creates such a distraction. And
Mm-hmm.
come on, it's been happening for years upon years upon years, and it's because now it's in our face now. People start realizing them, but this is something should be looked into a long time ago.
Long time ago. And it's like we got distracted, and every time we get like we're gonna go on the right path, something pop up.
Yeah.
Something pop up to distract the people again. And the last 2 years has been this pandemic, and then it was the slapping at the Oscars, and then it's this and that, and all kind of something that distracting the people. And the people them who are talking the truth and talking, you can't they can't be heard because
Nope.
all the other noise is louder than they're talking. Because some people been talking this talk for a long time. They've been talking unity for 10 years plus. They've been talking about mental slavery. They've been talking about the commonwealth and to come out the commonwealth. They've been talking about pan-africanism. They're talking
Hmm.
about going back, repatriation. Those who want to go back to, if they're from the African their ancestry and they want to go back to Africa, let them go back and don't have to go through all the rigmarole. Some Jamaicans gone to Africa. Them have a whole village down there, like it's Jamaica in a Ghana and in a Nigeria. The people them go and they're farming down there, and they're be reconnecting back to their homeland.
It makes sense because this thing is really deep, man. This thing like it was planned. Everything was designed for happen just like how it is now. It's like everything was planned because people already know the power of division and the power of unity.
Mm-hmm.
So if they know that, they're gonna make sure that they push the one that gonna divide because they don't want everybody to rise up against what they say. Because could you imagine, right, in the islands that everybody just, all the islands just rise up and say, this got to stop. I bet
Mm-hmm.
you something gonna change.
Oh yeah, definitely,
But
definitely.
but they're so smart. They separate them for a reason. They already know already, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
It was a reason because they know how these people can be at times. So separate them, put them for fight against themselves for pettiness, for
Mm-hmm.
things that don't make no sense. My island bigger than yours. You small,
Yeah.
you're eating the same food, but pettiness. And look how long this has gone for. Look how long. and it
I
has destroyed.
a couple of 100 years, because it's been going on before me born, and it's been going on. But now
Exactly.
people understand, like, it didn't start with us. We were trained to think this way, but now people are waking up and understanding we're all one people. Out of many, one people is our motto in Jamaica. One blood, reggae talk about one blood. People are understanding. When you go back a couple of generations, it's all one people. We were all dispersed and reallocate because we were treated like property. And I could have been Jamaica 1 week and have kids and then get sent over to other islands. Separate the families, them. We're all from the same. If you're in from the
Right.
diaspora in the Caribbean, that is. Yes, people have their different argument about who's this and who's that, and indigenous and so on. But when it comes to the Caribbean, we can all say we come from this. We were all passed around like property, and now we learn different language, English and French, and a broken Spanish, but we're all the same people. They divided us with language and divided us with changing our name to different
Yep.
name. And we need to go back and look a little bit in our own history, and we realize we're not much different than how we think we were different. We're the same.
I just wish that this was, something that they look into 50, 60 years ago. Because if that was the case, I don't think it would have been like this today. Because you focusing on the wrong thing. And while you focusing on the wrong thing, all these people together doing what they're doing. If you notice, all of them doing the same thing. All of them.
Mm-hmm.
All of them doing the same thing. Just take the lands them that from people and give them to people with to come and build hotels and other thing, and it not benefiting nobody
No,
from there. It
no,
only benefiting the leader, the who make the deals, and the person who have the who run in the hotel. That's the only people benefiting. All you seeing is a big building there. Have no benefit for you.
no, not at all. Because they don't understand the long game. Our governments don't understand the long game. Because a lot of the things I would do when I was talking to, you know, Jamaicans, I wouldn't sell certain things in Jamaica. It would be a long-term lease. They can lease the land for 100 years, like how they did Hong Kong, but it still
Mhm.
belongs to Jamaica. I
Right.
don't know why we don't see other people do certain thing and just copy their say and move. Why we have to do something different? Lease the land. You can build your hotel here. You can do it, but you do not own the land. And
I
at the
agree.
100 year mark, we take it back over. Simple as that. And
I
let them
agree.
spend all the money on the infrastructure. Let them put all their money into the building and blah and blah. And when the time come, you take over the hotel and you run it as a Jamaican hotel, or you let them run the hotel and they have to renew the lease and the price gone up. Simple.
Exactly.
You pay your tax. Hmm.
Or even though you give them a tax break, only for a portion of time, not
Yeah, and
forever.
not forever. And the tax break can't be zero. You have to pay some taxes, because
Exactly.
the ultimate point is that if you're getting a loan from the IMF to run your country, you should be making sure you're getting other income from other sources to help run the country.
Yep.
That
Yep.
like why would you allow people to operate businesses in your country for free and the revenue's not staying in your country? So taxation is the only way to keep the country running.
Definitely.
That will
Definitely.
pay for your hospitals, your hotel, your roadways, your sewage system, the water filtration. Make sure that they have proper filtration of the sewage. It's not going into the ocean and destroying the fish. Them.
Mhm.
You bring in better markets and stores for people to come and shop. You bring in nice, child care centers, and you give better school. You taxation, because you can't
Yes.
rely on tourism alone. Look what
No.
happened during the pandemic. There was no tourism.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
You can tell me what you think about. I think you can read the chat because I think they're saying some good points in the chat there.
Yes, Fifi saying, Fifi Johnny, the truth is that the Caribbean have a culture of fighting down their own people and don't realize how much it's destroying our true culture and the unity we once share and strive on. You know, Kiki, I
Hmm.
so agree with you. I so agree with you. And it's not even island fighting down each other. It's the same people in the same island fighting down each other. And they have a tendency of not supporting each other. Like a person have a business, they rather support some other person than support them own. And I think that's kind of ridiculous. I mean, I think it's happening a lot of different places as well, but in the Caribbean, I think it's ridiculous because yes, there is destroying the culture and the unity. I agree with that. What do you think, Orban?
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying. The things we were arguing about as a child, for me, even growing up, and never mind, we're fighting against each other. The islands are fighting against each other, and that's why it's been going on so long because we still fighting over foolishness. We're fighting who made reggae music, who does the music better, what's better, soca or calypso or reggae. Oh no, it's soca. What arguing about music and we're all one people. We're one people,
I
and the
agree.
unity have to happen if we're gonna make any changes. That's just the long and short. The dividing thing has not worked to date. I think I see
Yeah.
people David saying what we allow in other countries today will be our problem tomorrow.
Yep.
That is very
I
true.
agree with that. And Homestead in the Hood is saying, so which one of you are going to organize everyone together to fight them? You see, and this is exactly what we're talking about right here now, about the one person cannot do it, and it's got to be a group of people come together and start it, and then it just continue. But the fighting, the togetherness is not there because it has transformed into a product right now. That separation. Where we know our state in island fighting each other, the same people fighting each other. So it's something should be dwelled with, but it's got to be a group of people who come together and willingly want to do it. You know what I'm saying? You could just say, all right, let's start. But will anybody join you?
That too, because I keep telling people from a long time when I start this channel, you hard to fight against the machine. Those of us who have sense in our head know you can't fight against no machine. It'll trample you over and run you over and leave you there in the dust
Yeah,
like a dead ant. So me have enough sense to know I'm not starting up nothing. It have to be a collective
I
because the
agree.
machine is already in motion. You cannot stop the machine. It's not so simple. But we can make strides against the machine to make it move slower and make it more difficult. But you have to work together. You have to work together.
That's the thing. It's just you see, it's just a togetherness, and people just got to come together and realize, listen me, what they're doing is not right, and we're not benefiting from what they're doing because
No.
giving away the lands to other people and we can't get jobs from it, or we can't make an income from it, doesn't make no sense. So the people got to just realize, listen me, this is where I am, and we got to do something about it. But I'm not telling you got to go out there and fight and champ and do anything. That's not what I'm talking about.
No.
That's not, I'm not saying that. But you could start raise your voice. People could start raise their voice and be serious about it. And the more people start raising their voice in the island, where different countries start coming together and realizing you are one, I believe things might change. But when you standing by yourself as one island, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to even start something because these people is creating deals without you knowing. And when, the time you find it out is when you see a building, you see tractor start digging and plowing. That's when you realize, oh, really, what's going there? That have to change, and people got to fight for these changes, not to go out there and create violence. And that's not the fighting I'm talking about. Let your
Well,
voice
not
out.
no, that's not the fighting, but I don't know if it's. I wonder if it's gonna ever come to that point because I'm not promoting violence, but it seemed
No, me
like
neither.
when you get violent is when something happens. When they take it serious, when they start forget, you know, you know. I don't know how this marching thing not really working again, and all these marches and you're walking around marching. It seems like it's wasting time and wasting energy with that.
That's
But
the
for
point.
sure, economic fighting, where you put your dollars.
Exactly.
Some of us
Exactly.
left the island a long time ago, and our dollars are foreign dollars. They have power over there. We go and we fight with economic power. Have a plan. I haven't stayed in a hotel only once in my life in Jamaica. I stay home. I go. You support your own people. You support your own shops. That's what you need to do. You need to make an effort and support your own. But most of us go back to there and we go back to the same hotels we're talking about right now. We go to an all-inclusive package and we stay upon the beach and we enjoy ourselves. I mean, eat our belly full and we come right back. So of course it's not gonna change. We're the same one going to the hotels. So this not gonna make no sense. We
You're
have
right.
to.
It got to start where people start their pocket getting hot. Once people's pocket getting hot, that's where you got to look into things. Because like you saying, don't go to the hotels. Deal with local people. Buy local food. Instead of you running to the supermarket and buy the canned food, buy local food, support the local. So these people, once the packets start hurting, they will have. That's the only how. That's the only way you could start something. Marching is not gonna help because you could be marching and people still supporting them, still spending their money, still they don't care. But once they're not making that money, they're gonna have to reconsider and start thinking.
Correct. And people want to do all these different ways of fighting, and that's part of the fight because everybody have their own opinion, everybody have their own idea, and nobody wants to compromise and budge and say, okay, let's go in this direction to fight against the machine. Everybody wants to do it their own way.
Right.
So you have to be unified in, or have at least 2 or 3 plans in place. Okay, this is how we're going to take action, and those who live overseas, this is how you take action. The ones who live there, this is how we take action. And that's what you do. And you keep, you're consistent. It's not just a 1 week thing and then you go back to the next week back to normal.
Right,
They,
right.
they just then that's why people are laughing at us. That's why people are laughing at us. Because we look stupid because we last for 1 week, we get tired and we stop.
Exactly. Exactly. It's got to be something that you got to show that you're serious. And I'm telling you, one of the easy way, not the easy way, a way
Hmm.
to begin is stop spending your money. I remember in those days, people used to people yeah, the only thing they used to go to the store and buy is like salt and maybe sugar. You know what I'm saying? Everything else they do for themselves. And but you know what is crazy too? People will rather say I remember, right? I don't know if with them people name again. Them, I think they come from. Oh man, it's some people. Oh God, I can't remember the people name. But they just have boutique on all. A lot of these islands, they have boutique into.
Mm-hmm.
A story they come from. Man, I can't remember the people name. But they come and they will take over your whole island with boutique. And the tailor who they making this nice little clothes. The only thing you want the tailor to do for you is if your zip spoil or your button come off. You want the tailor to. That's the only.
And fix the
You know
shoe
what I'm
them, the
saying?
cobbler fix the little shoe them. Yeah, me know.
Yes. But when you need an outfit, instead of you go to the tailor and get your nice outfit built for you, no, you run and support these. No, these guys become so big, they take over.
Yeah.
They're running the whole place with boutiques selling clothes and the local, and that's a problem. We don't support
We don't get it.
locals.
We don't get it, planter, because when you go to other people and you see how other people move, they don't move like that. You'll see them going to their own people.
That's it.
The little they very rarely go outside of their local people them. They don't do it. But we all love, our people love to do it.
Yes,
They will pass your own shop and gone to the foreigners and other people them and spend your hard-earned dollars, and you never catch them same people in your local market are buying nothing from you ever in life. But you go run
yes,
to spend your money over there, and you love to go spend money with people talk to you like dirt. We're not doing that anymore.
yes,
Let me tell you, me,
yes.
I can't do it. You don't talk to me like dirt, and then I'm spending my money here. Who,
Exactly. I
who?
really don't understand. I don't understand. I don't know, but this thing is like a mind mental thing because I don't understand how you could pass your brother, your people selling something you want and you pass them and go down to someone else, to other people who all they want is this just that's all they want from you. The money.
I know for me, I didn't understand the consequences of not buying from your people, to be honest. Because you come up in a country and you think that it shouldn't matter who I spend. We're all humans, we're all whatever, it doesn't matter. If they have a better product, why can't I buy the better product from over here? And then when you grow up and you live some life and you see that people treat you like dirt and don't value you and don't even look at you as a human being because of your complexion, so why the hell would I spend my money over there? But we come up thinking, oh, we're all equal and let freedom ring and cha-ching ching, and it don't, and until they say, I experienced, yeah, the Syrians, yes, I know they're in Jamaica too, and they smile in your face to spend the money, but then when you have a problem with the product, they talk to you like dirt, and you people and all kind of term come out their mouth, and you're thinking, hold on a second here. But then I realized you ain't ish to them. You a piece of ish. They don't care about you. They don't even like you. And I had to say no more. I get to choose where I spend my money. And you're not gonna treat me like a piece of ish and I'm here spending my money. When I hear you, Clanter, you're mute?
Oh, sorry. Yes. No,
No problem.
I was saying I agree with you. I
Yeah,
go
but
on
we
vacation.
yeah,
You ain't seeing me in no. All you seeing me around the locals. My coconut water. Local people I'm going around. Then I have my people them, who sell the
right,
little the fruits and the food for you eat. When I go, I make sure I buy from them.
right.
That's where I put my money. I'm not, and if the honest, I don't need clothes when you go vacation. But if I go and I want something, I'm going to the tailor. I'm not going to no store because
Right.
I understand when I buy from that tailor, I understand the money stays there. It
Correct.
circulate. That tailor could use the money and go buy another piece of cloth or some buttons or something. It stays there. But when you go to other, that the money leaving, it not staying there, it leaving. Only a small percentage, maybe 5% might remain.
Correct.
So these things are important for look into because, and even, you know what, even, not, it's not really in the island alone that happened, that happened elsewhere as well.
Yep.
Where I notice different people running all the store, all the liquor store that sell food and whatever they know you want to eat. Like the Korean selling West Indian food. Why I mean, this is what I don't understand either. Why a Korean got to sell you your food? Why a group of people? You see this too? And this is what we're talking about, Urban. The separation.
Mm-hmm.
Why a group of people couldn't come together, put their money together, write with paper if you got to get a lawyer, whatever you got to do. Come together and open a store that sells food for people. You understand what I mean? Like the island has certain food they like.
Right.
Why you got to go to another person? This is how the division is so bad.
It is bad. And this is, we don't, I wasn't taught a lot of this. I had to learn it. I
Mhm.
showed interest in understanding history and my culture. And this is part of the problem. Only when my younger sister went to school, they had a program to teach our people about our culture and our history. I never had that. Most people, even nowadays, they have a little class on the history, but they don't teach them about how to apply it to current days and events. And when you even take a stock of the US history, the Black Wall Street, and then when they had segregation, they had their own stuff. They had their own taxi company, their own bus companies, they had their own stuff. And it's only when I got older I understood that integration, I don't know why they stopped having their own stuff, but it's like they integrated and they stopped running their own businesses, as if having your own separate thing from the man, quote unquote the man, was divisive. That wasn't divisive. We should have kept our own stuff, but just given the people the choice to travel whichever route they want to travel on. If they want white people on the black buses, they have that right. If the black want to go on the white bus, they have that right. But I don't know exactly what happened, but things stopped. They stopped making their own stuff, and it caused a long-term economic downfall that we're still
Mhm.
dealing with even today. And now people are trying to rebuild and have businesses and things of our own, because when it comes down to it, we need to have our own stuff, because when something goes wrong and they don't want to service our people, we have our own thing that we can go to. And I wasn't
Mhm.
necessarily taught that. I had to learn that stuff. I had to seek out that information from people. Right now we're having conversations, and
Mhm.
this is what I'm learning, but it wasn't taught. Most that was taught was serving God and faith and religion. But
Exactly.
that religion mindset kept us in bondage, because those
Definitely.
people aren't helping you. That when it comes down to it, they're not helping you. My mother had an African doctor. She would go out of her way to go have an African doctor, and that money was being spent in his office. And I didn't understand the reason. She never really explained. But now that I'm older, I understand. You go to your own people, even if you're not African, but your own people, because you're closer to them than the other ones. Find a Jamaican doctor. Find your own, same thing, your own tailor, your own dressmaker. You have a cake maker, all these different stuff. Support your own. And I think
Uh,
James said something. Read his He said something, two comments there that seem to be
This
not
one,
good.
those of us who sell to US often have higher prices because they're so small. This
Correct.
is where we have to bite the bullet and piss so this small business can grow. Yeah,
And
that
that's
is true.
true. When you're a smaller business, you can't buy in bulk like the bigger companies. So your unit
Right,
price is going to be more expensive. And a lot of our people don't, they're like, well, I want to go to the cheaper one. And I have to tell people when you go cheaper, the money is not circulating in our community. Pay a
exactly.
little more, and you know that that shop's going to support our people as employees, and they're going to buy from vendors that are us, and and they want to say that you're racist. It's not racism. Other
No,
cultures
no,
are
no.
doing the same thing. We have to do the same thing because it's not, the world is not fair and equitable. We want to believe that, and we join this system and we think it's all fair. It's not. And that's the key point. You have to pay more to support our smaller businesses to keep their doors open. And people just
Yes,
caught up with the price. Oh, I'm going to go to the cheaper one, the cheaper one. I'm just like, it's like they don't understand the long game. And I have to keep telling people this is the long game, not the short game. We've been playing the short game for so long that you don't get it.
it's true. It's definitely true. And you're right. We worrying about the cheaper, but we're not worrying who is getting is who where the money is going when we buy it for a few dollars cheaper. And honestly, what James say makes sense because it's hard to compete as a small business owner, small guy trying to. It's hard to compete with these big companies
Hmm.
because they you trying to do an online store, they're beating you with shipping because when you look at their price and how much you got to sell for, then you got to also think about shipping. You gone over what they're selling for. So now, if people looking at that, then they're not gonna buy from you. So sometimes you're right. We have to look into that. Support the small guy,
Yeah.
especially every other nation is supporting their own people.
Right. And
Every other.
the people just don't get it. Even during the pandemic, for instance, if you support the smaller people, they can stay in business and support your community and stay in operation and get you the supplies that you need. When you support the big people, they get to pick and choose whether or not they're going to even open up in your community, whether they're going to
Right.
even operate there and hire people there. And a lot of people in America, especially, you have food deserts. There are places where there's no grocery store. It's only
Yep.
the gas shop and all them, something they have to travel far to go to get groceries. There's no fresh produce. They don't want to operate in your community. So if you had a local person that, yes, you may have to pay a little more, but they'll ensure that you get the supplies that you need in your community. Those are
Right.
the people you support. And when the big store come and oh, they realize, oh, they're getting a lot of money over there. Then they open a shop. You keep your loyalty to the small shop because that big shop only coming because they want to take a piece of the pie. They're not coming because
Yep.
they care about you all. They want
Nope.
a piece of the pie. So stick to your local people. They let them hire, your young people, let them give them jobs, let them run, in your community, support the local barbecues and stuff, work with your local shop.
I
That's what
agree with
I've
that.
learned, and that's what I try to do as the best way as I can. But sometimes the shops that we open don't stay open because you are the one in the few and the far between that are supporting them. And a lot of the shops I supported, they had to pick up and close up shop. They're gone. They
No,
couldn't they couldn't compete.
you absolutely right with that because I remember see West Indian store, Island store closed down because and in the neighborhood, and this was crazy to me. Hear how crazy it was to me. In that neighborhood, there was more island people than anything else you can find. And how could in a place like that, a man have to close down because business, he can't, business really not too well. And he used to sell like baked bread, he used to cook cake, and the man had was to close. Right now, you know what's there? A big Korean store that sells those cabbage, basically those kind of food.
Right. And who's pack up at the store?
Same people.
Yeah, and when I and planter, if that was me, I would never walk in that store there. Because I went to those stores and I said, "Excuse me, do you work here?" Going to ask for help, and they act like they don't speak English, and I said,
Yes.
and they act like they don't know what I'm saying, and they act like I'm invisible, that they can't see me. And I'm not small, I'm not a small person. I'm a big person, and so you have to see me. So I'm not
Right.
gonna act like you don't see me, asking you a question. Then I said to you, "But you have a name tag. You work here." Oh, I don't know. I don't brush me off like one fly. Like a
Yes.
cockroach. I said to my friend, look upon me, and she laughed. I said, the only reason why I'm in this store is to buy that stinking calamandin orange tree. Because I didn't want on calamandin orange to start grow citrus. And if it wasn't for that tree, I would have thrown my thing on the floor and walk out the store, planter.
Right,
Because they
right,
treat
right.
you like
I
dog.
know, trust me, I know.
So you would never catch me in the store there. I know what they think about us. I
Yeah,
know how they treat us. And if the other people are not going to come along and open their eyes, nothing more I can do. But that is the
I
problem right
agree.
there. You said you have Caribbean people right in the neighborhood and they let the shop close down, but they pack up
Yep,
themselves in the other people them store
yep,
and
yep.
have no recollection of that poor old store that they forget all about it.
I seen it many times. I seen it many times where people got to close down because of lack of business. And the same people is right there. But as Fifi was saying, it's something that we don't like to do. Support each other. And this, I mean, this thing happening everywhere with the
Mhm.
supporting each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
In the US, everywhere. It's like something embedded. We rather go to someone else
The
than
one
to buy from your own.
and it's the one store that I would support. It was not it's a franchisee, right? So you can open a franchise of this main store. And the franchise was a black man. I don't know his background. I don't really care. The man is black and me support the man because him open a franchise and it's a big deal to have a franchise of a big store. When we go to
Mhm.
the store now, I'm gonna see him picture on there again. So I'm gonna know where the man gone. Somebody else come and take over. So I don't know what happened, but this is we try to support our own, but sometimes them push us out.
Yeah, you're right. You have a point there too.
The community is highly black, African, Caribbean community, and everybody's at that shop, big store, big chain of store, and he was the franchise owner of that location. Unless he's a
Mhm.
general manager, I don't know, but his name's not on the picture when you go in anymore. Some other picture is there, and the store is never packed.
Mm.
Money, 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 money. You can't tell me the man not making money.
Right, right.
And we supporting our own, but we have to we have to come together with a plan because people them are ruining the plan. The same
Yeah.
store. If everybody said, okay, I'm going to spend my dollars only in these three shops in our neighborhood that support our people and our community, and if they don't have what I need, they get what you need in the store so that you can buy it from them.
Right.
We have to have a plan. Simple, not no big. I'm not talking about no big plan with the government, and I'm talking
No, no,
everyday
no.
plan. Some people
No
want you
need
to go
that.
like, no, start with the grassroots plan
Exactly, exactly.
and get ourselves in unity and say, okay, these are our options. If you want a mechanic, these are the mechanics that you use.
Right.
And if any problems, you report them because they're giving the community a bad name, and we work together like that.
Exactly.
Exactly. Business
Exactly.
relationships that we can exactly. We have to go back to the back. I remember when I was coming up, they had their own directory for our people for businesses you want to support in our own directory, and the directory stop because people have to continue the vision. You can't just do it. You have to have the next generation that's going to take up the mantle now and take over and
Right.
move the ball forward. They let you sit there and do all the work, and when you get burnt out and you have to stop, no one's behind you to take up the charge and move forward. You have to
Definitely,
be having
definitely.
mentoring these young people so that they can take over now.
Because
We
there's
have
the
too many
future.
people competing. We compete too much, planter. Missy
Yeah.
people compete. People will open a charity and have and support the community and give the kids backpack and they work with the community. Somebody will come up and help, and then they open their own charity because they want to do them own a thing, and then it's
Right,
and then
right.
and then so it's like, how much charity do we need? How much churches do we need? Every corner, someone open up a new church. I said to
That's what
myself,
I'm
you
telling
can't
you.
you can't work with your own a pastor and have a branch of the church, but you still in the church. No,
Exactly.
everybody want
Everybody
their
want
own
their
thing.
own.
You cannot build like that. You have to work together. And yes, there'll be some infighting and conflict, but just work together. Because you starting your own thing from scratch, you know how long it takes to build from scratch? The time and the effort. But somebody's
That's
already
true.
already did the time and the effort already for you. You have to just work alongside them and move the ball forward.
That is
But
true.
they're not doing that. Every time I look around, they have their own charity, or they're going to start doing their own thing. Instead of saying, listen, I have this connection to do this, can add value to what you're doing, can we work together?
Right, right.
No, they're not doing that. They're
Because
not doing that.
because most of the time, Urban, a lot of people, they have their agenda. You know what I'm saying? And they just feel like they don't want to do the charity because of sometimes helping people. It's sometimes benefiting them, what they can get from it. Because if there's somebody already start and you see they're doing well and they're doing what they say they're supposed to do, what they say they're gonna do, you should build from that. No, you trying to create another one now, which you understand. Build and keep building. Everybody keep adding whatever they could add and make it become something. That's why we don't get nothing. Nothing get accomplished. Because the separation, here we
Yeah.
go again with the separation.
And separation. And it's like you try to tell people and they just don't get it. And it's like you can take them to the water, but you cannot make them drink. So they start off from scratch and do their own thing, and they don't understand the system. You have to play for the long game. Then they get
Yeah.
burnt out, they get tired, because I said to them, when you're running a charity, you're dealing with leeches all the time and they will suck you dry.
Oh,
And then you get
yes.
frustrated with the same people you're trying to help, and you just want to burn on the place and walk off and leave. You have to work with people and join the team so that the burden is now lighter for everybody. No, they want to go do their own thing, have all the burden on them, and then they get. And I said, this is the problem. Nobody wants to work with nobody.
No. Mm-mm.
And I
Exactly.
understand why, because it's the conflict and the argument, and they don't want to do something and you want to go and do it, but you can do something on the side and still work with the people.
Which is true. Which
It don't
is
have to
true.
be a separate thing. But this is what we have to talk about and try to change. But for sure, I think we need to start buying from our people, and we're gonna need a directory. And then we
Yeah.
all live in different places and different. We need a directory. And back in the day, the elders were the directory. They would tell you who
Yeah.
can do what and who go where and who to go for this and who is good
Yeah.
at fixing car and who can fix this, and you had a directory. But those people are passing on, and some of the people that did the work are retiring. And for me, I had people I
Definitely.
used to work with, and they're retiring. They're older people that do an excellent job. They do good work, and they're honest, but they're leaving, and their kids them don't want to run the business.
Exactly.
The kids them have their
Exactly.
own job now and their own career. So now you have to go from scratch and find new connections and new people to work with, and see if they're good people. And first of all, because they're
Hmm.
not being recommended because nobody knows them and see what is what.
Yes, I agree. I agree. It's really, but I think by now more people should be awake. For all these years, we all we see went on is a lot of games, a lot of trickery, a lot of all kind of stuff before our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It become a time now where you cannot even trust. You don't even wanna. You can't trust their words. So why it didn't come to a point where people say, no more. We have to say something about this. We got to do things different. It didn't take no rocket science for know that, but you got to support the people that the money circulate. Because if you support your local guy, this local guy might end up come and do pretty well and able to hire one or two people within the neighborhood. So at least people it benefiting people within the neighborhood.
That's the whole point. And as I said before, it's like this is not new. Some of the old time people were talking about this. When I was
Mhm.
going back and watching some old movies with James Earl Jones and some people, they were talking about this, but we didn't get it. It's nothing new, really. They were trying to promote that from them times, but we didn't get it. And they were all about demolishing segregation, and they didn't listen to the people them. Because when I
Yeah,
go back to them movies and I'm talking about have your own a thing, so that when the community is solid, we can go in our own community for everything. Anything
right.
you can think of right now that you need to get done, fix, or buy, you can go to somebody in the community, in where you live. But you were letting outsiders come in and put up shop and put up a shingle and take our money and take it out of the community. Gone to the rich
Right.
area with the money. And this is not new. And it's like we have to go back and maybe find some of these old clips and put them up, these old and put them up and let people understand what was being said 40 years ago.
Way
And it
back,
needs,
right,
and this is
right.
what we need to start going back to. We don't need a brand new plan. Go back to the plan that they had done from before, but we were too hard headed to listen to it now. Well, not me, but those people were too hard headed to listen to it. And now we come
Mhm.
up and we realize that is what we should have been doing over there. And I
Yeah,
think it would be a good start.
it will. It will. I do believe it will be a good start. I do believe they have to come together and try to change this because every island start adapting it, and a lot of the leaders is so greedy that they're making these ridiculous deals that does not benefit the people. Is only them able to benefit from it. So they care less what happened to the country. Once they could live their lavish life with their family, they're okay with that. But at the same time, they're selling out. They're selling out. It's basically selling out because there's
Yep.
no deal to benefit no one but their
And
self.
And the thing about it is, I understand corruption. I'm not naive to corruption, but even the deal, the deal that they're getting, don't make no sense. The money that they're getting from these deals soon run out. So you're not even doing something that's going to benefit you, your grandkids, and your great grandkid.
Right.
It's not worth it, and they're still doing it. That's what don't make no sense because the money that they're getting is going to quickly run out. It can't be used anywhere. It's not no benefit. It's not for a
Mhm.
long term, security where you're safe and you don't have to worry about money, and your kids don't have to work. It's not never ending. And I'm looking at the numbers and the dollars and the cents, and they're letting people get away with buying it for nothing pretty much
Yeah. Yeah.
because how much these things are worth and the long-term income from some of these things. It's like If you want to get a kickback, if you want to be corrupt, fine. Say, listen, you give me a money and I'll make the deal go through. But the deal has to still be a lease where the people and the country own it. And you have to pay a certain something, but I'll help you get the thing to go through. I don't mind a little corruption, but the long-term game is for the people, because you know how people are. They're gonna want their little piece of the pie. This is how the world works. The world works with greasing palm, we call it. Them grease each other's palm. That's how the world works. But the way they grease the palm, it don't even make sense for themselves. Never mind the people them.
Yeah,
you have to make people pay what the thing is worth. Point blank, period.
They're not looking at long term. They're just looking at, I'm gonna get some money. But they're not looking at the long term, what they're creating within the long term. Because when these, like for instance, when them people come in and make a deal with you, tell you they're gonna build a highway for you. They're gonna build a highway for you. And it seems like it's they're the one who saying what they want instead of you, the one who saying what you want for this deal. It seems like it's the people who come into you just laying it out. Okay, this is how it is. Because it never benefit the country. It's always benefit the people who coming in to make these deals. Not the country. So now they all right, you make a deal with them for build a highway for you. And they build a highway, but that deal now, if you can't pay the money, no, you got to give them such and such land, a whole, how much acres of land in certain areas.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So and who really benefit?
Exactly. So you letting these people come into your country and then dictate.
Yeah.
And so forth. No, we don't need that kind of deal. Better off you let them come out and come back to their own country and leave us alone, and we keep doing what we're doing. Because the money that they're giving you is not worth it. Because your own children are going to be enslaved by the same deal that you made.
Definitely.
It's not like it's only the poor people's children. Your own rich children are going to be enslaved by the same deal that you made. So how does that make any sense? It don't make no sense.
Yeah.
It's like they grab them by the throat. No. If you're not going to follow our rules, you can leave. Simple as that. Because the people them are not going to be any worse or better for this deal. So they're not going to be better. I don't want this deal.
That's what I'm saying. But greed, it's all about greed, The whole thing, it's about greedy. That's all I can say. Because if you're doing a deal and it can't benefit the country, and only for you get a few dollars in your pocket, it's got to be greedy.
Of course.
And what you were saying make a lot of sense. Make deals that gonna benefit the country, even though it goes on to another generation, they still benefiting from it.
Right.
So you want to do something here, we lease you the land. We could lease you the land, but only for a period of time. And then when you're done, you go. The land still remain to the people.
Right. Yep. And that's what we have to start demanding some more change. And it's not so easy when you live in these islands, because I know in our island, election time is a very dangerous, volatile time. It come like gang violence. If you wear the wrong color, in the wrong area, it come like big war. If you wear blue in the red zone and red in the blue zone, good luck with that. You can't even. And I'm thinking, this is a democratic election. No. It's like they don't. And again, the people, them small-minded. They're fighting amongst themselves, who's blue and who's red or who's yellow, who's whatever. And it's like they're all corrupt. What's the difference? You're being played. You're all being played. You're fighting for them like dog, and they ain't fighting for you.
But why they allowing it for so many years?
People in fear of their life because if you wear the wrong color during election time, a pure problem. That's what's happening in every country. They have us fighting and distracted by foolishness.
And then
Foolishness.
after the election, everything gone right back the same.
Yeah, we're all poor, we're all broke pocket, we still don't have no school, we still don't have this, we still don't have no books, we still don't have and no roads. And only the people them who are criminals and have money can pay if they go do farm work overseas and go to the farm work overseas when they're a big criminal, a big bad man in Jamaica. But them get the deal if they go do farm work. So they can go get their papers, they can go to America and Canada, work 2 years and then go file for themselves and become US resident and Canadian resident. This is, you know how this thing work? This is how this thing work.
Yes, yes.
So the good people them don't get no nothing and the criminals them get ahead.
Always. It's always like that. Do you see? But when you really look at it, it's the good people who really suffer.
Yep, they suffer.
The good people who trying to do the best and trying to do this and is they the one who suffer. These people who care less live more comfortable than the people who really trying to do their best.
Yep. So this is a never-ending cycle. It's been going on for seem like generation. And you know, I don't believe anything is impossible, but it's very difficult. And we're going to have to be strategic in how we handle this, because any move that we make affect the next generation, as we've learned in prior generations. And segregation, when that was torn down, I don't see how the American blacks benefited. I don't see how they benefited. And we have to take those lessons and learn them.
Right,
Because
it's true.
It affects us all. It affects all of us.
This is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're right. This is the thing. It affects every one of us. That's why we got to start to look in the eyes of everyone and understand. We all are one. It doesn't matter where. You know what I'm saying? You are one. Everybody face the same thing. Oh, thank you, Fifi Johnny. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
But yeah, this is the good conversation, good topic. I think this is a good idea. I do think it's good that we have some kind of coalition with the Caribbean islands. I don't think it's going to be a one government thing, but at least a coalition where we start to work together and trade amongst each other and have economy and products being sold to each other, because we're relying on outsiders and we need to forget about the outsiders. Get the banana industry back up, get the dairy thing back up, get our own products up, our own seasonings being made and traded amongst each other. If you need pimento, we supply the pimento to all the islands. If they have, cinnamon, and that kind of thing. And improve the farming and get people to start farming again, supporting the original farmers, get them back going to start really and buy from your own, either your own or from the Caribbean coalition. Don't be buying. I can't stand when I go there and I see things from Canada. Our potatoes are over there. You can't grow potatoes over in Jamaica. I'm seeing garlic from China. Why are you buying garlic from China? I said to her, I don't want nothing from China. They buy it from the wholesaler and sell it in the market like it's market. I want people who grow their own food. I want the farmers them here that I'm buying from, not you go to the cash and carry and go buy stuff and go sell it at the market.
Right.
I want Jamaican dirt and mud on my stuff. I don't want no grown in China. That don't make no sense.
But it shouldn't have to be like that. Not with the soil you have. You have the soil, you have places to plant. There's so many people. And you know what too? So many people planting food. And you know what, Urban? A lot of people planting food and cannot get sale, have no market for the food and just have to give up sometimes. Give up because they planting the food and nobody buying them and they have no market. In the Orleans, right? I remember that's how it used to be in earlier times, 30 years ago, 30, 40 years ago. I remember in my time, I remember they used to trade food. Like for instance, if a certain food don't go too well by you go buy it from another island. You go order it from another island.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
then the island, so it's basically like a trade within the islands. Then
Yeah. I think that
nothing.
would
I
be.
don't see nothing wrong with that.
I think that's a good start because I know I saw a duck. Well, not I saw things on YouTube because I sometimes watching these Jamaican farmers, and there's a lot of people now who opening a YouTube channel, and they're farming. They've gone back into farming, and it's paid for their nursing school. It's paid for education. There's money in farming, but a lot of the
Yep.
one lady opened a farm and she grows Scotch bonnet. That's all she grow, and she sell it
Mm,
to the people them to send to overseas. And I guess overseas they use it to make hot sauce and different stuff. Don't matter. She has a market to sell their Scotch bonnet out of country. That's what we need to see. That there's a market for what we grow and what we do in the island. And we lost a lot of that when Clinton was president. And then some people don't want to see that. A lot of the trade deals, that's when the banana went left. That's when the bananas and market gone. Because they wanted to take away the tariffs, the benefits that the Caribbean had in the market, and they
mm,
wanted to make it equal. But you can't make it equal if they're not equal.
that's true.
So they took away the benefits and they wanted to have the same tariffs to them, and the banana market went down the hill. Jamaica had
Yeah,
some of the
yeah, it
some of the
really
best
did.
bananas. We had to have banana walks, all kind of banana walk and area of just pure banana. Big industry, no industry no more. We
Yeah.
should not be buying no bananas from nowhere else but within our country. And if the other islands want bananas, let us trade with them. Because it's only
Yes,
one ship, take one ship and go over to them. Some of the islands are so close, you can get the stuff there right, pick it in the
yes, it
morning and
is.
deliver it in the afternoon on a ship
Yep,
or
yep,
whatever. And
yep.
do that. I know Grenada has a lot of different spices and stuff. Let us
Lots of
trade amongst each
spice.
other. And
Yeah.
then we trade with the outside countries, yes, but trade with each other, buy from each other first and foremost. If you have potatoes over there, buy from them versus from Canada. Buy from the potatoes from another island. And also learn how to grow Irish potatoes in your own country, your own soil, so you can feed your own
I
people.
I think Irish potato will grow in those soil.
They're not
I
growing
do.
it because they this it's when you go there, it's foreign potatoes that they're selling.
Mm-mm.
It's new in Newfoundland and New Brunswick because I know that's my country, and that's the potatoes that
Right,
they're
right.
selling me. The only thing I can get from there is the Jamaican sweet potatoes and the yam and stuff like that. But the amount of stuff in the market that's from overseas, that's from North America, is a lot. You'd be surprised. So
Yeah,
I definitely agree if the idea of a coalition or something and start, and it cannot just be a coalition. It has to be tied to economics because that is where the
definitely.
change can really come when it affects people's pocketbook. And when we have our own industry, it doesn't matter if they're trading with us or not. If we can feed our own self. I've been
And
talking
that's
about this
what's
for
important.
years. That make a huge difference. You cannot get no milk nowhere in Jamaica. Fresh milk. It's always
Wow.
carton milk. That's not real milk. Mind you, I don't drink milk anymore, but some people like their little milk. It's not there. There's no real butter and no real cheese. I don't want no tin cheese. It's full of salt. I can't eat that.
Right, right.
There's no real butter. There's some sheriff something. That's not butter. That's on the shelf. It's not refrigerated. What is that? Some different aisle
Exactly.
melt up, and it come like car oil. That's not butter.
You know what? Even the milk. I just question the milk. Why I question the milk? I remember when we milk a cow, right? We milk a cow. And when we got to walk with the bucker, right? You have to make sure you ain't shake the bucker. you have to make sure you walk. You cannot
Level,
make
yeah.
that buckle straight. Because if you shake the buckle, everything torn and tick, like it milk ton, and you got
Yeah.
to throw in the milk. These milk, you could do whatever with them and nothing happens. So that's why I know something is up with these milk. I don't know what's in them, but I know natural milk that come direct from a cow.
Yep. I remember those days, and used to go out and I try to teach me how to milk goat. Me could never get nothing about the goat. Me didn't know how to pull and squeeze properly, and nothing was happening. And then they have to come and do it for me because I couldn't get nothing happening, and they go getting vexed with me because me taking too long for squeeze, and me I pull, and nothing happening. But that's how we had it. That's how we, and it's like, and Fifi saying that there's the farmers are on their own. Yes, the system is not made like. I don't care if the economy there is going to benefit as a global thing, but as long as they can support their own self and they can feed their people, that needs to be the priority. Then let the global economy that will come a little later. But if you can sell milk across the island, you're selling your own cheese across the island. Back in the day, there used to be people that go from one parish to another parish and selling the different fish and stuff. That's how it was back in the day. Now, somebody
Yeah,
said earlier, fishermen can't even fish. They're selling the land to private hotels, and there's nowhere for people to even go and hang out. Like, that's all part of it. They're
yes,
leaving
yes,
nothing
yes.
for the people them who are from the area, and they want to charge the people to go to the beach. I don't think I should have to pay to go to the beach, and I wasn't paying for years. I have to pay now, and there's no beach left. The Fisherman Beach cut off. They have Dolphin Cove now where I go, so only Dolphin Beach part now. Then they have the hotel part, the private beach part, and you have to pay. The
Yeah.
Fisherman Beach have a little small square left for them to park their boat and to go fish.
Yes, yes, yes. A lot of the beach them, you're right, a lot of the beach, a lot of the beach them start turning private beach. You can't go on those beach. Beautiful beach where you could go and just enjoy yourself. You can't go anymore.
No,
It's
those days are
just
over.
crazy these days.
Everything is privatized, and then we go back, whether we're from there or not, but we understand the system. We go back as tourists and think it's okay because you enjoy your little self on the beach. You have your all inclusive. Someone's bringing you drinks on the beach side with the rocks and the cream and all this, and you feel nice and nicey with your US dollar dropping tips, and then you go back and forget all about it. But the people who live there can't even go onto the beach. That was a thing, to go to the beach and go enjoy yourself on a weekend time and a long weekend. Everybody goes to the beach. You didn't pay. You paid for your food, yes, but you didn't pay to be on a beach. That's different now.
Yep.
But we have to promote people self-sufficiency in the islands, because a lot of the people them are self-sufficient. They've been self-sufficient from time, but we need to modernize it a bit more so that people can get water purification. They know how to clean their water. The sewage system is being filtered properly and going back into the land properly and breaking down. They're doing a lot of things that are polluting the land because they don't know any better. Even the fishing, I see people fishing, and my uncle's telling them, you can't fish when the fish is young. Put the fish back to go and grow big and reproduce. If you
Right.
keep fishing the young fish, you're going to decrease the population, and in 5 years time you're not going to
Definitely.
have no food to eat. But they don't understand. He goes, all these little fish that you're selling on the roadside, you should have put them back. When you got them on the hook, you put them back. They don't understand
Definitely.
the ecosystem. They've never been taught, and they're destroying what they have. And pretty soon there's going to be no fish because you keep taking them out too young and don't let them spawn and do their thing and increase the numbers.
That is true.
You know about this stuff. I know about this stuff. But when you go down there, the people that don't have no clue about nothing, and they live there.
Yes. You're right with that. You surely right with that. I mean, you have to able to let them fish. I mean, if you keep catching them, as young as they be, soon you wouldn't have no fish. You surely right with that.
Yep.
And
And
here's where it becoming problems.
problem. So we have to come together as an island and as a collective in the island, and then teach the people, because that's what's going to teach them how to be independent, self-sufficient, how to take care of the ecology, grow their own food, to buy from each other and support the local economy. And don't make it so easy for people to come with their foreign stuff and drop it off on the island. Make them pay extra, make them pay levies and pay tariff and all them stuff, so that
Hmm.
people will buy the local stuff more than the foreign stuff.
Exactly. But here what happening to Auburn. The foreign stuff end up the sell cheaper than the local.
Yes, because they don't have any levies or anti-dumping tariff and all this stuff. They don't have the
Yeah,
anti-dumping cost. So then the local stuff is more expensive, and then people them don't understand. And they're smaller. But I keep telling them they're more nutritious than the big one you get from foreign.
definitely,
And they get food with
definitely.
this size and the price. And I said, this was grown in your dirt in your country and where you know it come from. Buy that one. Don't buy the foreign one. But you're right,
Yeah.
it's cheaper and they're bigger. Their carrots are bigger than
Yes.
than Jamaican one. Their potatoes bigger. Their American yam is bigger. This is what
Right.
happened. And they want the bigger, right?
Yes, yes. So you, you know, this is a really good topic, honestly. And not just for the island, even in the US, Canada, when compared, because it happening everywhere. You know,
Yep.
this thing is really serious because even in other places, people have fruit trees in their yard and rather go to the store. Allow the fruits to drop on the ground, right? And they go to the store and buy the same fruit. This is something I can't understand. And what I'm seeing too in the island, if they ain't be careful, Urban, farming gonna demolish in the island soon because the younger generation,
Mm-hmm.
they selling out the land them and the younger generation like they have no interest in too much planting. So I think they got to get back into in school and start to educate them about these things.
Yes,
You know,
farming is a
start
good
from
business.
young.
Farming is a business. Farming could make you very wealthy if you know what you're doing. 'Cause I know
That's
people
true.
in Jamaica and they're doing I would love to go there and just go plop myself down there and go farm, because they're having their life is much better, less stress, and they're making good money. And they're selling
Yeah.
things overseas to America, and they're making US dollars. And their life is at peace. They're at one with nature and it's a different
Yeah.
lifestyle, but they're making good money. And then when
Good
you learn to
money.
make money with the farming, you learn to invest your money. It's not just one or the other. You can do both. And somebody has to
True.
take care of the accounting, right? So you still need accounting. You still need to know the wholesaling, pricing. Someone has to be the supply chain person to see what's in stock, and like there's a whole business of farming. They look down on it like it's oh, you're poor people farm. No, rich people. You have to
You
feed
know,
the people.
you know what? Thank you for
You have to
saying
be
that
educated
because
to know. You have to know weather patterns, soil conditioning. That's science right there.
urban,
Biochar.
a lot of people believe farmers are poor people. I'm telling you that because they just being dirty clothes. You see how the clothes is dirty
And the shoe them
and the shoes
tear up,
dirty.
and
They
yeah.
don't understand.
Oh, that's good
They
for you.
don't
You fish and you
understand.
hunt. Wow. I want to get into the hunting. I'm learning. I'm getting my
I fish
firearms
and
and
I
things in
hunt in
order so I can
America.
learn.
No, that's some good skill you have there, Fifi Johnny.
That's a good
Wow.
skill.
You can't go hungry at all.
That's what I'm saying. Self-sufficiency at its best. And that's what people don't understand. When you're hunting things in and you're hunting the young, you let them live for next season so they can breed and they can procreate. There's a
That's
whole
true.
science to this, and a whole there's rules to this.
Yeah,
And a lot
yeah.
of our people don't know the rules. They don't understand why people did what they did. They just said, well, grandpa did it, and that's all I know. I don't know why.
Right, right.
Them have to understand how this thing work. But I have high
But
hopes for all the islands. I really do. And a lot of people are going back and retiring there. Some people are going back even in their 40s and are going back home to open
mm,
business and put back into their own country. And maybe things can start to develop. Obviously, it's not that easy because things are already in motion, but we can do a lot, man. We can make a lot of change because we have money now backing us up. Most of us have foreign,
that's the thing. That's the
US
thing.
money, Canadian money going back there and make an impact.
It can happen. It's just people got to start to understand that changes need to make, because if this continue, you wouldn't have no land to go back to. These people will control. You understand? Just like how you can't go to the beaches, certain beaches you cannot go
Right.
because you could get arrested just to go there because it's private. It's the same as gonna be. Certain place you cannot go because somebody own it. It's private now.
Yep. And they don't want you there. You're not
Exactly.
your money is not good money. They don't care.
Exactly.
Yep. That's what's happened in our society. And unfortunately, these deals were made, and I think certain things should not have been sold. It should have been, as I said, because you want your people to at least be able to enjoy. Can you imagine living in your country and you can't enjoy the basic things because it's all sold out to everybody and you can't
Yes.
even catch a little break
Yes.
and anywhere?
Yes. I could imagine that for real.
It's
Because
it's
I
it's
remember just getting up and just walk go to the beach and just bathe without even got to look around.
right.
And then you could try and go to the beach and then you hear it's private now. That is crazy.
Yep. That's what happened to me. I had a favorite spot I would go to, and I had the spot all laid out, and I'm having me know my spot good at the back of my hand, and the spot take over. Dolphin Cove now. You can't go over there.
Okay. Yeah.
You
Oh,
know.
Fifi Johnny, yeah. Well, I mean, you had opportunity where you have people around you to teach you, so you definitely, I give you a thumbs up, learn as much as you can.
Oh yeah, excellent.
A class,
That's
oh, you
excellent.
took classes and learn to hunt. I ain't give you wrong. You got to survive, and this is the thing where people got to understand. You have to figure out a way how you want to survive in case anything happen. You have
Yep.
your family. Food is important. You got to eat. So yes, I give you thumbs up. You got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna step down now, planter.
Well,
And
hold
someone else
on.
can come up, but thanks for the conversation.
Oh yes, I truly appreciate you
Not a
because I
problem.
mean, this was a very good topic and we really hit some valuable points. I
I
hope
hope
some
you
people
all
could
send out
listen.
the share. I'll share this out so they can watch the replay so that people share it out. But yeah, man, people need to hear and just add their opinion to it and see what we can all come together
Yes,
and do. If we all come
yes,
together and in some form or fashion, things can really change. But let's spend our money where it's going to benefit our community first and
I
foremost,
agree.
no matter where you
I
live.
true.
So
I,
we can all do that. That's great. But thanks for having me up. Thanks, guys, in the chat. I'll go jump back down in the chat, and I'll still be
all
here.
right. I
All right, take care.
appreciate you. I appreciate you. And you guys, Urban Gardening, please give us some support. Think she's trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Give us some support. She go live every Saturday morning, yes, and sometimes during the week. So check her out. Give her some support. We try to support each other. Yes, guys. Yes, guys. I appreciate you guys staying with me on this topic because honestly, it is an important topic. And we definitely got to support each other. Honestly, we got to support each other. And it's not even just in the islands, it's everywhere because what I see happening in the island, I'm seeing it happening here as well. The support, the support, we do not support each other. Every other race, yeah, they might have the differences, but I'll tell you this, they support each other. So I give them thumbs up for that because you're supposed to support each other and support your local farmers that planting food. Support them. You know, this is ways you could build back your community. If your farmers grow, he could also, she can grow and able to hire a few people. That's the money circulating in the community. Sometimes other people come into the community and what they do, they take it out from the community. So we got to start to do things a little different and support each other and just try to grow in better ways because unity is strength. Division is always weakness. And by now, we should know that. Thank you, Fifi Johnny. Thank you. I am the only one who see how it can be a new way to bring back slavery. Man, I try. Man, to me, that's never left. No. To me, it's just different stages in it. You know, you have physical and you have mental. You know? Yes, I was on her live. Oh, okay, okay, all right, all right, all right. Yes, you do live every Saturday morning. Yes. I support as much as no, James, I know that. And I try to support as much as I can. If I can, some people, if I can't watch their videos, I will definitely go in their live. I will definitely go in their live and try support them. From time to I mean, there's a lot of people. So I try from time to time, I go watch your video, leave a comment, and give a like. Because like I said, I'm not gonna come over and watch your video for a second and leave a comment and go on. Because I'm not helping your channel like that. So whenever I visit you, it's because I'm watching that video. Leave a comment and put a like. So yes, James, I know you support as much as you can. And I appreciate that. We need to be intentional with our support and assistance. Yes, Miss Audrey, I truly agree with that. I truly agree with that. I truly agree with that. Thank you for even mentioning that. I truly agree with that. I can't share as yet. Wait, Fifi Johnny, you did not hit your 1,000 subscribers as yet, right? Let me know. Yeah, honestly, guys, I try to help as much as I can. Sometime in my life, I try mention names that people are in my life. I always say support each other. I always try. But guys, if you see me every week on your videos, then understand that I still will support as much as I can. And it's so many people to support you. And so many people videos is like, damn, you can't watch every video in a week. So I try. I try. Even Miss Audrey, she now start her channel, and but she's a very good supporter. I hope next year when Miss Audrey start pushing her channel, I hope she could get back the same amount of support because she support. She in every people live giving them that support. So I hope she could get that back in return. Oh, no, not yet. You are 3.99. All right. Just keep pushing your videos. Like I will tell everybody, just be yourself. Push your videos them. Don't depend on as one place. Just push your videos them in different place because there's always an audience out there for everybody. So just keep pushing your videos. You're gonna get there. And also try build your watch time at the same time. Don't wait till you hit 1,000 subscribers to now build in your watch time. Yeah, these things are very important. I just started my channel in July, but I'm going to keep pushing. Well, you're doing pretty good. If you start in July and you are 3.99, you're doing pretty good. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. And I'm gonna share your channel out on my community. I'm gonna share. So I share from time to time. So I'm definitely gonna share your channel and my community. Yeah, but Miss Audrey, what you said there is very important because a lot of these, honestly, this is why I just try to push my videos. And when I do my live, I always appreciate whoever come to my live. I appreciate it because when I do a live is always about information and information that people can benefit somebody. I'm not doing live just to do live. Whenever I do a live, it's about information. So whoever come, I truly appreciate you guys very much. Thank you guys so much for the support. I will support you however I can, even as by sharing your channel on my community and stop by from time to time and give you that watch time. Whenever I come, whenever you see I come on your channel and comment is because I watch your video. I'm not coming to give you a second and gone. So when I support Apostle, I support them fully and wholeheartedly. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, she's doing pretty well. Yes, I agree. You support whenever and however you can. You know, and like I will tell you guys too. I will tell you guys too. Push your channel. Don't stuck your channel in no box. Push your channel out of the box where you find people who love your channel and don't have channels. So because I like to be real, guys. I'm the beat around and you understand. Sometimes if you don't build your channel the right way, if you don't build your channel the right way, guys, you will end up with 1,000 subscribers and watch time and you not making a dime. You understand what I'm saying? because when you stuck your channel in a box, because the people who you have subscribed to your channel have a channel as well, and they only could watch you once in a blue moon, because they have their channel that they working on as well. So push your channel elsewhere, guys. Okay? I always receive great information and fellowship. We have an amazing community. Definitely. It's all about the information. I love that. You are doing great. Yes, she's doing well. I watch videos and comment. The biggest thing is make time to support each other, and I don't know anything about YouTube. I just want to share how I was living and what I'm doing. You doing good. You doing good. I know. A matter of fact, I know met you on my last is the last live other one before. That was the first time. I think it's last week, Thursday, I saw you. You come on my live. And I went over, I think it was the following day, and watch a video for you. And I also subscribe to your channel. And I think I leave a comment too. So just do what you guys doing. Push your channel. Post your videos however you feel like. If you feel like post once a day, once every 2 days, just post your videos. The most important things, your videos out there. Once your videos out there, somebody, you could meet the right audience. I prefer to be on the live to correspond with each other. Well, that's a good way too. That's a definitely good way that you could be in the live, and that's a good, at least you correspond in live instead. Yeah. That's a good way as well. Thank you. Doing that, but it's really all we can do. Yeah. Just keep do what you're doing, guys. Keep pushing your channel. Do what you can. Support however you can. But I like to try help people at least get up to that 1,000, because that's the first threshold you passing over. Where now you reach that 1,000 or so, now you head into other places now. But like I said, try push your channel other places. So once you do that, other people can start seeing your videos. And the thing about it is, if you could find an audience, say you could find an audience guy that just love your channel. That's just love your channel. That's what you're looking for. So that's my encouraging word. Push your videos. There's a whole wall out there that you can connect to. Okay? You're welcome. Guys, don't forget to like the video. I truly appreciate you guys. Did you say Urban Garden Chronicle need watch hours? Yes, I think she need both watch hours and subscribers. I think she need both. Yes. I think she need both. Yeah. All right, guys, this was a really interesting topic. If you guys feel like you could share the live, if you feel, oh no, it's hard to share. If you, right, sorry. But it's a topic that I think I will come back with again, because I think it's interesting. Because, I mean, we honestly need to start getting together and stick together and start building. The separation had did us really bad, and the separation come from in the churches, in the schools. Man, just name it. It's like everywhere. Okay, right. Urban hit the 1,000 now. Okay, good, good, good. She hit the 1,000, so she just need the watch hours now. Okay, all right. Yeah, so we're gonna help she get to that watch hour. Because watch hours ain't no joke, no. Oh my goodness. Watch hour is 4,000. Watch hour you talking about. Yeah, that ain't no joke. Yes. All right, guys. So thank you guys very much. I truly appreciate you guys here. Fifi Johnny, thanks for the donation. Miss Audrey, thank you for becoming a member. I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you, James Franklin, for being here with us. Thank each and every one who are here giving their support and their opinion. Thanks everyone for supporting my channel, watching my videos. I truly appreciate each and every one of you, and I wish Papa Farm, thank you so much for being here. I wish you guys good health, the right state of mind, and true success. Blessing to each and every one of you. I hope you guys enjoy this week coming up. And I will be live next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace, love, and blessing to each and every one of you. Have a good night. All right. All right. Thank you guys so much. Blessings.